Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of VGU Talks, where we have a conversation about something that's happening in the world of games. I'm WX Protocols from VideoGamesUncovered.com, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about what I can see happening at E3 this year. Now I'll be doing 3 separate videos for this, one for Sony, one for Microsoft, and one for Nintendo, to give you a look as to at least what I'm looking forward to coming the event, and what we could potentially see, or what there could be an emphasis on. So let's get started. In this video we're looking over Sony, because PS4, and also Project Morpheus, because this is the trick with Sony's press conference at E3. Back at GDC they announced Project Morpheus, their brand new VR headset, which is going to be going toe to toe with the Oculus Rift. So now, with E3 coming, Sony will have Project Morpheus on show during this conference. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to see in-game footage or live on the show presentation of it being used. Maybe, but I'm leaning towards the more no for that one. If anything, Sony will probably show off what it's capable of doing, and probably advertise the games that have already been released or are going to be released in the near future that will have Project Morpheus capabilities right from the get-go. I think that's what we're going to see. So what else can we potentially see from Sony's press conference? Drive Club. That's got to happen. It's going to be one of their bigger games coming out that's already been delayed until I believe it's October now. It's going to have some kind of presence at E3, possibly even talking about what they're going to offer in the stakes of the free-to-play system as to what's going to happen on a weekly, monthly, bi-monthly basis as to updates and rotations or events that are happening in and out of the game. It'll be interesting to see what Drive Club is truly going to bring to the table as of release. Even though I do have a problem with the motion controls on the PS4 controller with Drive Club, and I would heavily recommend not playing with them, I am still interested in the game because the game looks fantastic and it actually plays really well for a racing game. And I'm not the biggest racing game fan, so for me that means something. Now I'm pretty much banking on the idea we're going to see some more indie titles. We know how much Sony has been racking that up recently, and we know ever since they announced for PS4 they love indie. So we can expect a lot more indie games coming out for the PS3, PS4 and the PS Vita, and they're going to be shown off at E3. Probably in a montage kind of presentation, like how they were done with the PS4 release, but that would be awesome to give us an idea as to games we should keep an eye out for, maybe even the Binding of Isaac sequel, which we know is currently being made, which I'm hella looking forward to. Potentially seeing some more DLC or future plans for Infamous Second Son. The DLC is coming out for it, but E3 it just gives the developers a chance at Sucker Punch to just give us some more ideas as to where Second Son is going to be going, give us some idea of more DLC packs. I heard a rumor stating that the next DLC is going to bring in more powers and it's going to bring in a brand new large area with its own unique story to the main story, which I think is pretty darn awesome and is one to look out for. So cross your fingers on that one, maybe some Second Son. Order 1886 and Uncharted 4 should definitely be involved in the conference. Mainly because these two are the next AAA titles coming from Sony that we know about that are going to shock us. The Order 1886, we've seen trailers, we've seen some slight gameplay, but we can probably see more gameplay at E3, maybe even a full release date and full information as to the base of the game and all that jazz, which would be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of the Order. As for Uncharted 4, we barely know anything about it. I have high expectations for Uncharted 4 since I am an Uncharted fan, so cross fingers that Uncharted 4 The Sunken Blade does get a tech demo and at least a full-length trailer to showcase what that bad boy can do, because I can't wait to see what it's capable of doing on that PS4. Now, what about the third-party titles? Obviously, we're going to see some third-party titles throughout the entire E3 show regardless. But for Sony's case, I can see 2 games being showcased from their third-party developers, which are going to be fully exploited on the PS4. and they're going to be Destiny and Watch Dogs. Destiny, because that's going to be the next big MMO coming to consoles in September, and it's just building up hype right now. A lot of people are looking forward to it and cannot wait for that game's release. It's Bungie's big boy that is potentially going to shock everyone. Of course, it's being released on multiple consoles, not just the PS4, but I think the PS4 will give the game some slightly more judgment. And this is of course my opinion, so don't come at me saying, "Oh, but you're a PS4 fanboy." No, I'm just saying I think it'll look nicer on the PS4 side. At least ever so slightly nicer, and it'll just be cool to see any Destiny in general, because I want to know more and I want to see more, especially about the classes. As for Watch Dogs, it's coming soon, E3's around the corner, why not hype it up? Big show of Watch Dogs at E3, why not? Even tell us about future DLC plans, tell us about the future of multiplayer, or the future of anything that's going to be happening in that game, especially with the events that are now going to occur where players can fully interact with other players' game times and change the world around them in real time. That's going to be nuts. Hopefully we'll see some of that being played out at E3. I am very curious about seeing some more Watch Dogs stuff, because I'm on the seesaw and I'm leaning towards getting Watch Dogs, but I'm not quite there yet, so maybe E3 can just bump it along a little bit. Now, on top of all of that, is there anything else we can expect from Sony? Maybe another future game release, maybe one or two, hopefully at least from another one of their AAA developers that hasn't announced what they're doing for the PS4 yet, if they are doing anything. Like the Santa Monica Studios, for example, the guys behind God of War, haven't said a single thing about their plans for the PS4 yet. We know they're making something. We know they're there, and we know they're making something. There's also been rumours about Sony Entertainment London getting involved, and they haven't been involved in an E3 for, I believe it was 3 to 4 years now. So that could be interesting, and that could be another big game. Rumours are speculating it's going to be an RPG. Regardless, I'm just looking forward to the press conference. There's going to be a lot of things to show off. I'm interested to see what Project Morpheus, The Order 1886, and Uncharted are especially going to be bringing to the table. And man, I just want to see some Destiny. Who's with me on that? So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I think will be going on with E3 at Sony's press conference this year. Do I think they have a good lineup? Potentially, yes. But this is just my thoughts, and I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Sony can show off things that I haven't talked about? Or do you think I've pretty much covered what Sony's going to be dealing with? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time for another edition of VGU Talks.